Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with Lim Reviews. Now I'm not sure if you remember a video that I did a couple of days back where I mentioned that the Honor Magic 4 Pro here is actually one of the most underrated flagship smartphones of 2022. Well, in today's video we're about to find out how far or how close Honor really are towards something of the competition. So in that case, I actually brought together along my own personal Samsung S22 Plus 5G and we're going to do a very quick comparison between both devices to find out, what are the differences between the two. Is Honor really stepping up their flagship game and how close they are or how far they are in terms of their performance and user experience. Now the reason why I chose the Samsung S22 Plus over here is because they are both priced very similarly to one another. On the Honor Magic 4 Pro, this is going for RM3999 here in Malaysia, and the Samsung S22 Plus 5G here is going for RM4299 here in Malaysia. So just 300 ringgit actually separates both devices, and we're going to find out which one is actually doing better in this very quick comparison. Now with that said, of course, if you could just drop a like and sub to the channel, that would be super much appreciated. Let us begin right away. Now first things first, we're going to talk a little bit about the design differences between the Honor Magic 4 Pro and the Samsung S22 Plus 5G. Right off the bat, you can see that they are both of very different design language. We're going to start off first with the Honor, and like I mentioned in my full review, I'm a huge fan of the way the Honor Magic 4 Pro looks and feel. The circular camera cutout in the middle makes it stand out from the crowd, and the slim frame all around plus the curved sides on the back make it very comfortable to hold despite it being slightly larger than the Samsung device. Now moving on to Samsung, I really love the minimalist kind of approach that is going on here. In terms of the back panel, it is using a completely flat approach compared to the curved backs of the Honor. The camera cutout here is also much more minimal, but it does come with a very sharp edge on the side that tends to poke into my finger very often. Now the good news here is that both devices are actually IP68 rated. That means you don't have to worry about water being splashed onto them. But yeah, I personally think that design is a very subjective matter, and you guys will have your own preference. So let me know down in the comment section below which one do you actually prefer. Do you like something more unique and more standout like the Honor Magic 4 Pro, or do you prefer something more minimalist like the one on the Samsung S22 Plus 5G? Let me know down in the comment section below. Alright, so now moving on, we're going to check out the next thing by flipping the devices to the front, and let's talk about their displays. Now on the Honor, it features a large 6.81 inch 1312p LTPO OLED panel, whereas Samsung uses a 6.6 inch 1080p dynamic AMOLED panel. Besides that, you'll notice that Honor uses a quad curved display approach. That means it's curved on each side, whereas on Samsung, the display is completely flat. Now, in terms of image clarity and sharpness, this definitely looks a bit better on Honor as it has a higher pixel density of 460 ppi compared to 393 ppi on Samsung. Now, apart from that, while both devices here support 120Hz high refresh rate, Honor's LTPO tag allows it to vary its refresh rate to as low as 1 Hz, whereas Samsung is only able to achieve a lowest rate of 24 Hz. Now, this is related to power efficiency, and the lower you can get the refresh rate to be, the more power saving your device can achieve. Another cool feature worth mentioning that's only available on Honor is the 1920Hz PWM dimming. Now, basically, this means that Honor has significantly less flicker, and this will cause less strain onto your eyes. Also, if you like to watch older movies on your phone, the Honor device here also comes with an independent chipset that is able to boost the frame rate of videos to make it look even smoother and more vivid. Now with that said, both displays here are actually excellent displays, but if I had to pick one display over the other, I'll have to go with the one on the Honor Magic 4 Pro, because not only does it come with a sharper display, its LTPO is even more power efficient, and it does come with a couple more cool features that's only available on the Honor Magic 4 Pro. Now, having said that, let us move on to our next point of comparison, and this time it's going to be a fun one because we're going to be checking out their cameras at the back. Now, the Honor Magic 4 Pro comes with a 50 megapixel main sensor, a 50 megapixel ultra-wide, and a 64 megapixel telephoto lens that is capable of 3.5 times optical zoom and all the way up to 100 times digital zoom. Now, the Samsung S22 Plus, on the other hand, comes with a 50 megapixel main sensor as well, but it comes with a 12 megapixel ultra-wide and a 10 megapixel telephoto lens that does 3 times optical zoom. Now, those are just numbers, and we are here to see how they actually perform in real-life situations. So let's jump on and check out a couple of photos that I've taken side by side so you can evaluate as well. Now during the day, both devices are able to perform equally well, but with Honor's Ultra Fusion tech, it is actually able to capture more details which are visible when you zoom in. Colors wise, we can see that Samsung produces colors that are a little bit more oversaturated, just like always, whereas Honor on the other hand is able to produce more accurate colors that are truer to life. Now when it comes to night mode, here we can see that Samsung is able to retain a balanced contrast and saturation, whereas Honor is going for a brighter approach. By brightening the image more, as a user, you will be able to see more details at night, which might be useful if the environment is extremely dark. Moving on, the biggest highlight of Honor's imaging system here is the periscope lens that is capable of up to 100 times digital zoom. As you can see from these shots, Honor is able to capture solid shots from 30 times zoom and outperforms the S22 Plus by going all the way up to 100 times. Now most flagships today are removing this lens, and at this price range, it is extremely difficult to find another phone at this type of lens. Now moving on to video shooting, both have their own set of tricks. While the Samsung S22 Plus is capable of taking up to 8K videos at 24 FPS, Honor does come with an even cooler professional movie mode. Now this mode allows users to record videos in log mode at up to 4K at 60 FPS, and then you can also color grade them later. Now this feature is super awesome for content creators or vloggers because it is able to capture so much more detail, and I think at the moment this kind of feature is only available on the Magic 4 Pro. Now, if you want to find out more information about the cameras in detail, I have actually done their individual reviews, so you can check them out down in the links below to find out more information there. Now, having said that, we're going to jump on to the next point here and talk a little bit about the performance. Now the cool thing here is that both devices actually use the same Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor. They both come with 8GB of RAM, and they also both have 256GB of internal memory. Due to that, the performance of both devices are actually quite similar, regardless of whether you are launching your daily apps, playing games. They are really very similar. Now the main difference here I would say is in terms of the software and the user experience. While both devices are running on Android 12, which is great, Honor is using its own Magic UI, whereas Samsung is using One UI. Now both are great in their own way, and again this is really down to personal preference. Oh, by the way, just in case anyone is wondering, I still get this question a lot, but if you are wondering if the Honor Magic 4 Pro comes with Google Play Store and all those Google Play services, well, the answer is yes. You can use it like a normal phone and you will be able to download all your favorite apps that you love in the Google Play Store. Now back to the video. Now before we move on to the next point, I should also mention that Honor is really focusing on privacy this time with the Honor Magic 4 Pro. Someone actually asked me that question in my review video, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. Now hardware-wise, there is a 3D depth sensor at the front beside the selfie camera that works very similar to Face ID on the iPhone. This makes it very much more secure than normal Face Unlock on other phones. Apart from that, another cool feature is that Honor has this AI privacy call mode that ensures no sound leakage from your phone calls, so you don't have to worry about people beside you hearing what your caller is saying. Now all of this gives the user a more peace of mind kind of approach when using their phone, so I think that's also great to have on the Honor Magic 4 Pro. Alright, now that we've done talking about that, let's move on to the final point here and talk a little bit about the batteries in the back. Now as you can see, these devices here are not really thick devices, but they do come with a pretty interesting battery capacity. On the Honor Magic 4 Pro, you do have a 4600 mAh battery, whereas on the Samsung S22 Plus, you have a 4500 mAh battery, and both are actually very good for one day full use on a single charge. No worries about that. However, the main difference here is really down to the charging speeds, and this is where they are really different. So on the Honor Magic 4 Pro, it does support 100 watts wired and wireless charging, whereas on the Samsung, it only supports 45 watt wired charging and 15 watt wireless charging. So in terms of speed, obviously the Honor Magic 4 Pro here is going to charge up way faster than the one on the Samsung S22 Plus. At the end of the day, if I had to choose one device, I would say that my choice would be to go with the Honor Magic 4 Pro. Now, I'm not going to say you have to go out there and buy this right away, but the Honor Magic 4 Pro here is a really strong contender and something that you should consider checking out. And with that said, thank you for staying all the way till the end. I hope you liked today's very quick comparison between the Honor Magic 4 Pro against the Samsung S22 Plus 5G. Don't forget to drop a like and sub to the channel to see more content like this, and I hope to see all of you guys in the next one. Stay safe everybody. Bye!